Hello! Welcome to the felt circle garland tutorial. We're going to make this. So, first thing I want to say is that this is supposed to be a fun craft project. This time of year, sometimes we get caught up in the fact that we're not having a lot of fun, even though it's supposed to be the happiest time of year or a time full of joy and all those things. So this is supposed to be fun. So what we're going to use, we're just going to use the simple, easy to find felt that you get in usually the children's craft section of a Michael's or whatever your local craft store is. And just choose your colors. I have white, kind of an aqua, light blue, red, kind of a light pink, and then a dark pink. And yep, that's just choose whatever colors. You might use red and green. You might have certain colors that your tree has every year, whatever you want to do. I guess this color palette's probably inspired by Alicia Paulson, and I say that because last Christmas, John and I were supposed to go visit his family in Colorado, but there was a blizzard in Colorado, not in Tacoma, and we weren't able to go, so we ended up getting our tree. I think it was on Christmas Eve even, might have been late the day before Christmas Eve. But anyway, I didn't want to get all the decorations out, and I wanted to just put some brightly colored decorations on the tree. And Alicia had shown that she had made this bead and pom-pom garland. Any blogs or blog posts of other people or myself that I talk about in this I will link to, so just check the blog post this appears in. Anyway, and so we went to the local craft store and we got some beads and pom-poms in these colors, and my dear husband on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, sat with me and we strung beads and pom-poms so that I could have a little decoration on a little tree and kind of put ourselves in the Christmas spirit. And of course, we did this while wearing pajamas, so I highly recommend making your garland while wearing pajamas. So anyway, this year I wanted something that would match the tree, so that's why we use these colors. And actually, I suppose the truth is that it's just kind of happened by default, and I'll explain that in a minute, that we ended up using these circles for what I'm going to show you how to make. Anyway, so I just go ahead and cut pretty close to a square size out of my felt, and then I'm going to make a circle. So, here's the thing about the circles. I don't have a need for mine to be perfect. I have a need for perfection in too many other areas of my life, so I try to let go of it as much as possible when I'm crafting, especially when I'm crafting just for fun. So I've kind of made what is kind of a circle shape here, a little more oval, but that's okay. And what I suggest to you is that you just cut it out and work with what you get. Trim the edges a bit if you want it to be more circular. It may end up like an egg shape sometimes, so you're going to have to work with it. If you need that perfect circle for whatever reason, I suppose you could trace the lids of jars that you have, buttons, coins of different sizes. There's lots of circular things you could use. We found that pencil doesn't really work on the felt to make a circle, so you might have to use pen. And I'm sorry for the shaking of the camera, but I have it balanced kind of on some interesting a box on top of the sewing machine, so if you're getting seasick, I apologize. But anyway, you're going to go ahead and cut out your circles. So I have about 6 different sizes that I ended up using, though again, not perfect sizes, but I have about 6. I think they look so cute stacked together. I think this would make a really cute pin to either hot glue or sew all of them together and then put a pin back on and wear it. You could also use these circles for aprons or purse decoration. There's so many options of scarves, the list goes on and on of what you could use the felt circles for, so I hope you have fun with them. Anyway, so you have your sizes. This one is kind of what I would call gigantic, though it's not that gigantic in the scheme of things, but gigantic for my garland. And then you got the next size and on and on. This little size is about as small as I would go because otherwise it's going to be hard for you to feed it through your sewing machine and you don't want to get your fingers all in there, etc. So I wouldn't go much smaller than this size, which is a little bit smaller than a dime. I would say dime size is probably a good way to go. So okay, so we'll start with that medium to large size like I said, and I go ahead and have a little bit longer tails here than maybe you'd usually have. I call them tails. They're maybe called something else, but that's what I call them. So we go ahead and put this first one in there. And then I gotta find my petal here. We're in the living room today. Usually I'm in the little room, but the lighting is so bad with our gray weather here this week that I moved us to the living room. Not to mention the little room is looks like a tornado came through it. Anyway, so we go ahead and we're just going to sew straight down the middle, and again, not worrying about if it's perfectly straight, doesn't really matter. And then when you get ready to put the next one in, you have a couple of options. So go ahead and pause when you get toward the end, and then decide what you'd like to do. And you can do both of these if you'd like to, with every other one or whatever. But the first option would be to go ahead and just butt them right up against each other, the circles, and then you would go ahead and just keep sewing. The second option will be to allow for a little space. So you'll just see your sewing machine will just let you keep going, and it'll just stay connected because you haven't cut the thread at all. And then you can put your next one in and just keep going. I like to allow for that space, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just kind of keep going and keep going. I'm not really worrying about what one comes next, what size comes next, though I do like to kind of put them all in a bowl and mix them up so that you don't have the same color or the exact same size. But again, letting go of perfection is something to do with this craft project. So when you get to the end of where you're going to stop, you get to your last one, you just go ahead and allow for a little longer tail here. You could just pull it through, whatever, but I'm just going to go ahead and lift it up and cut it since I can't reach the little cutter. And there you have, Okay, so here you have your finished garland. Yours will obviously be a lot longer than this. And I think the uses for it are really endless. You could put it on the mirror in the bathroom to have some holiday color. You could hang it on your fireplace and just make a garland wherever you would put greenery garland. You could use it. I remember I remarked to John after we had made the first one that that this looked a bit like a mobile, and it would be pretty to hang different ones as make a mobile. And a few hours after that, I remembered that Sally Shim of the blog Shim & Sons had made a mobile using linen leaves, so I probably had the thought to sew these together like this, having seen her linen leaf mobile, and I will link to that in the blog post. And also this week I've been reading, as usual in blog lines, lots of crafty blogs, and people have been posting what they have created this Christmas season or decorations they've taken out. And someone linked to Anna Maria Horner's tutorial for a felt garland that she had shared last year. So it doesn't involve any sewing. So that might be one if you don't have a sewing machine that you want to do. And I'll link to that as well. So earlier I said that we ended up kind of using these circles for this by accident with the Christmas craft project that we've made this year. Last year we made the little soft trees, and this year we're making something else, and I will share what it is probably Christmas Eve to not ruin the surprise for people. But anyway, I originally was going to use these felt circles for polka dots on what we're making. So John, last weekend on our tree trimming craft present making day, Saturday, cut out a lot of circles for me in these colors. And then when I realized how long it was going to take me to put them on what we're making, I really wanted no part of that because I don't want to feel stressed out about the gifts that are being made. And so his face just fell, and I quickly thought of something else we could do with them, and ended up making the garland, which, as you can obviously tell, I love. So as they say at Art Fest, when someone makes a mistake in class, it turns into a happy accident, and it did. So anyway, I just want to say once again that I hope that you let go of the need for perfection as much as you can this time of year, but especially when you're doing something that's just a fun, simple craft project. And you could, do this with your kids, have them cut out the circles using those little rounded tipped scissors, and have a lot of fun together. Thanks.